As a kid, I was always that dreamer, man. At 19 years old, I had my daughter. I had a lot of pressure. I call it pressure, man.
Yeah. You have just identified that your purpose is to help people. This guy calls me and he's like, hey, let's shoot a podcast. And then someone gives him a call like, hey, do you want to come over? We're going to do something. I got to say this, bro. You messed it up big time. Can you do me a favor? I'm going to go. It's the opportunity of my life to throw a ball, put it in the like this big of a hole. And it was like a full ball. And he starts recording and I go on the first try. Boom, and it goes right through the hole. Everybody was like, what? Like, I'm gonna be famous in social media. I guess I'm so excited. And guess what happens? Yo, my people, we're here on another amazing episode with my good friend Christopher Medina, directly from California, baby. California in the house.
California in the house, man.
Let's go.
I appreciate you having me, man. And bro, you guys, Avanza conference was mind-blowing. Like, for it to be your first conference, I salute you, man.
Oh, thank you, bro.
Everything was beautiful. Everything was perfect. From the check-in to the seating to the speakers.
How was the check-in?
It's amazing.
Was it good? Was it good?
It was good, man. I was looking at your name tags. I'm like, dang, for my event, I'm going to even have to think about this tag. I mean, you got the speakers, the QR codes. You know, there's a lot that comes into creating an event. And
a lot of little details that people don't like people appreciate those details. They don't know what goes behind making those details happen. And even myself, I'm a visionary. I just thought about the conference. I'm like, I want to have a conference for like 400 people, 300 to 400 people, and I want to make it to where people can come and they can come for business, but they can live with a message on their heart, like a seed of like, hey, you know what, it is possible, God is good, let's go, with God everything is possible, let's do it. And that's me as a visionary. But then from there is my wife, my team, my sister, which is my assistant as well, integrating my idea. So something that I learned is that as a visionary, you also have to you have to explain your vision to a way that people can integrate it.
Yeah.
So it's not just about having the vision and, oh my gosh, I envision this and that. Now explain it to the integrators. Exactly. How can you explain it to them to where they can deliver on that?
Yeah.
So it's so important. It's so important. Yeah. But you're gonna do a conference. I know it's gonna be amazing, especially because you're coming from a very unique. I just love your stuff, bro. Because you're very like genuine, and you're very like a person that you. No matter what, like no matter what environment you're in, you're with multimillionaires or you're with people that are barely new in, let's say, in real estate or anything, and you're with them like just being you, which is awesome.
Definitely. Yeah.
We need more people like you.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I try to stay authentic as possible, you know.
Yeah.
Whenever you talk to me or meet with me, that's me. I mean, I don't change for anybody. That's just who I am, and that's it, man. So yeah, you were talking a little bit about like integrators and all that. You're super blessed to have, you know, your beautiful wife, your team.
Thank you.
You know, but for somebody like who doesn't have an integrator or is looking for a COO,
right?
What would you recommend if you have any?
Find yourself a wife that can get yourself
damn, man.
Now, next time you're looking for a woman, you're single, right?
Yeah, I'm single.
Okay, next time you're looking for a woman, don't look for just some like, you know, some nice woman. Just look for like, okay, is she gonna be my integrator? I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But to be serious about that and out of like the joke and stuff, it will be ideal that you can find the person that's your other half, not just like, oh, I love you, you're my other half, but hey, I also just met someone that she was the visionary and he was the integrator. Mm-hmm. And so it's not just that the woman is the integrator all times. It's also that you can have your other half be the complement of who you are not. Yeah. So, for instance, I take that you're more of a visionary, right?
Oh, of course, okay. 100%. Yeah.
So just find yourself, and it might be your spouse, it might be your future wife, but it might be also a friend, a partner, someone that you're finding that can help you like make your dream come to reality. And keep in mind that as a visionary, we have to share and we have to know how to share that vision, because to us, I think kind of like in images, right? So I think of the conference and I'm thinking of the conference like, okay, I already see the stage, I see like the fireworks and all that stuff, the coal sparks. I see all of that, the screens, I see the people. That's how and now on this one, I'm already thinking on the next one. And I'm thinking like, not just 400 people, 300 people. I'm thinking like 1,000 people in the room, right? But so as I'm thinking of that, I have to make sure that my message, my vision is clear to the integrator, because the integrator is thinking on everything except the final vision. Like I have to explain it to them to where they feel me and to where I feel them as well, right? Because I have to explain it to where they understand it. So to me, it's easy because it's my wife. Yeah. So I'm like, babe, I talk to her even when we go to sleep, of course, and when we're like day and night. So for me, it's easy. But also sometimes as a visionary, we think about things that the integrator is like, that's too crazy of an idea. Because keep in mind that they're not visionaries. Like they have a little bit of everything, right? I'm not saying that integrators are not visionaries, but we are the most out of the two people. We're the most visionaries. Correct. So we have to think about that and yeah, just implement it and take action. So you have an idea of a conference or something, hey bro, let's do it. I thought about this podcast before we were doing the podcast, before we had the podcast, and I said I want to have a space where I can invite my friends like you, and I can have a moment to share like what we're doing and who we are and bring value to people. But then we still needed all of this stuff that you're seeing, the lights, and all that stuff.
And beautiful studio. I mean, you guys can see it yourself. It's amazing. You know, as you told me, it took about a month to build, and custom desk, and it looks beautiful. Thank you, man. So what are you currently working on, like as far as like branding?
So I'm working on building my brand. That's what I'm doing. I'm working on building my brand, so when people think about real estate development, they think about me. But also my brand too, where when people think about someone that genuinely want to help people, they also think about Anderson. And the reason why is because there are a lot of gurus, quote unquote, that are out there like, oh, I can help you, I can do this, I can do that, and they're not genuine. Like they don't really want to help people, they just want to make more money. And I'm not saying by name, so people don't feel offended. But there is a lot of people like that. So with that being said, I want to be the one that is actually there for the people. What I did yesterday with my mentor, that I call him from stage, I want people to in the future do with me. I'm not saying that they have to do it. What I'm saying is that I want people to feel so proud of who I am or the knowledge that I have bring to them, who I am for them, that they don't mind on a stage saying, you know what, Anderson was key. And it's not because of an ego thing. It's not that, like I said, it's not that they have to do it. It's just that I want to provide so much value that automatically people start thinking about, man, I'm so thankful because I had one person in my life. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. So that's how I think about like the stuff that I'm doing. I want to build a brand. And of course, in my business, real estate development, I also want to continue doing more deals so we continue to make more millions.
More deals.
So more deals. Trying to get more stuff, more business. We want to grow a bigger team. We want to do more conferences, more networkings, more masterminds, and just share the message with people.
Excellent, man. Yeah. Even for like me, I have a calling to do what you're doing too. I want to start a conference. I want to help people. I think I've reached a certain level where I can give back, and I think that just ultimately fulfills me the most, right? Helping people, and then, once they succeed, like you said, getting that little bit of recognition and knowing that you help somebody. Right,
100%. Yeah, because at the end of the day, like for me right now, Dave, the mentor that I told you about, he wasn't even like I think he never saw the amount of impact that he was making on one person. Yeah. Like he's done it for other people, but he the same thing that he has done for other people, like mentoring them, like genuinely wanting to help these people, and I was one of them. Now it's translating into me being able to help thousands of people. Does that make sense? Because even if I change only one other person's lives, that one person might be on stages with thousands of people that can be helped in the future. And so that's who I am right now. I'm helping people. I have dozens of mentees that I'm helping every day with real estate, with finances, with freedom, with their fitness, and with their faith. And so I'm doing that right now because one day one mentor saw me, and I was also hungry, bro. I was also like looking for that. I was looking for, hey, I'm on my 20s, and even if I was in my 30s or 40s, I was hungry for that. I was wanting to learn. I was wanting to like learn and go to that next level. And he just like we found each other. It was a God thing. And he was able to pour into me all the knowledge, all the motivation, and all the stuff that now I know. And now I'm able to share that with other people. It doesn't cost you nothing to help other people.
And this was, you said who?
This was Dave, the guy that I called, the gentleman that I called yesterday from stage. And he did it without anything in exchange, because that's the way that he is.
Yeah.
He might not have a social media brand and all this stuff, but he helped the one person that was gonna have a social media brand and all that stuff. So he was sent by God years ago, 7 years ago, to help someone that today is able to help other thousands of people.
Wow.
So I'm excited for that.
Amazing, brother. Amazing.
Yeah.
So, and all right. So he taught you a lot about real estate.
He did. He did a lot of real estate stuff, like land development. But the most important thing was the faith side of it. He was teaching me how to do business and conduct business in a fair way. When you have a partner, let's say you and I were partners in a deal.
Yeah.
And we're working against, that's another entity. So we need to come to an agreement on what we're gonna make work, so you and I win. And we make this deal happen, right? When you and I were partners, and you're telling me, hey, Anderson, let's do this into where, like, oh, we do it this way, and then we tell him yes, and then we tell him no, and all that stuff. You and I supposedly we're on the same side, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm seeing on a partner like that is that the same way that he's planning doing it with someone else, he's probably gonna do it with me.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what I noticed from Dave was the opposite. I noticed from Dave that, like, here in the just you and I, we're in the same team.
Yeah.
He was the most fair person with the other party. He was like, no, let's make it to where they win as well.
Yeah.
And you could have been like, wait, what do you mean? Like this is business, right? But he was always a giving person. He's always still a giving person. He's like, hey, Anderson, let's and I've done deals with him for like 6+ years. I've never seen him lie, even to negotiate, which how it is, how simple it is for you to say, well, I have another offer, right? When someone is trying to buy a property from you, you can be like, well, I got like 2 more offers, asking price, and you have nothing, let's say. He's never used any of those lying techniques. He's always he's a righteous person. Like when someone says about someone that's fair, is right, is correct,
yeah,
I think of him. Because the way that he is. So he was teaching me that without saying, Anderson, take notes. No, I was just learning. I was always hungry for this knowledge. Like, I always wanted to learn. Yeah. So he was always doing that. But anyways, that goes to say, so we don't extend on that. That goes to say that you have to find yourself a good mentor. So now I want to ask you, I know that there's people that you're building your brand. So tell my audience about you. How can, like, who you are, your background, like how can you help people as well, bro? Because I know I really appreciate you as a friend, man. Like, I know you're going to be big into what you're doing right now.
I appreciate it, man. So for those of you who don't know me, again, Christopher Medina. I was born and raised in Los Angeles. And, as a kid, I was always that dreamer, man. Dreamer growing up. I lived with my mom. She was a single mom. And, we barely made ends meet. Always. So growing up, I've always wanted the fancy toys, this and that. But, we couldn't afford it.
Right.
So, growing up, then I saw one of my uncles, he always drove that fancy Lexus. Ooh. He had money. He would take us on vacations. And I was like, man, this guy knows something that everybody else doesn't know, because he lives a different lifestyle.
Right.
So that's when I had a light bulb moment, right? I was like, wow, I got to get mentoring from him. I got to ask him some questions.
Right.
And figure it out. So, then I learned, wow, he has a business. Oh, he provides a service. He's a hearing aid specialist, right? So early on, that's how I kind of figured out that I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, that I had to do that in order to, live that lifestyle like he was living, to provide for me, provide for my family. It was just me and my sister with my mom growing up. And so 18, he gave me the opportunity to go work for him. I took all the knowledge in just like you. And by 23, back in 2015, I opened up my own office.
Wow.
Which is a hearing aid dispensing office.
Wow. So. And tell us about that, because we just had in the other podcast, we had Dr. Ray helping people. He's a doctor. Now, you also help people. First of all, how does it feel? Because you can be making millions of dollars, but seeing someone recoup or get to listen for the first time, to hear for the first time, that feeling, bro, there's no money that I think I can put on that feeling, seeing someone listen for the first time. How's that?
Yeah, exactly. So, I've always loved technology. I love working with people. And then, I saw what my uncle was doing for patients. He was changing their lives. There was patients that, that we're not talking about deaf patients, but hearing impaired patients who, have gone through trauma or were exposed to loud noise, and somehow with their health, they lost some of their hearing.
I see.
So I was seeing how these devices, the hearing aids, were impacting people's lives. If you think about it, hearing is one of your 5 senses, right? Without your hearing, it's pretty miserable. You can't communicate. You're going to have to probably learn sign language. It just makes life a lot more difficult and draining. So, it gives me a lot of satisfaction knowing that I can help somebody. I test their hearing. I see what I can help them with if they're a candidate for hearing aids. And it's, if I ever get to help a patient and they get their hearing back and be able to communicate with their family, then that's what ultimately is fulfilling for me. So definitely, you're right. It's not all about the money.
Yeah.
It's about what you do and how you can help other people.
Right. So what's next for Christopher Medina? Like I know you want to do the conference. I know you want to help people, and you're still you're already helping people. But what do you see yourself doing here in the next few years?
Yeah. So hearing aids my main business. Now that I'm a little successful, I got a little bit of money. Now I'm also moving into house flipping, which I know you kind of did at the beginning, right?
Yes.
So maybe you could tell us a little bit about that later down the road. But so right now I'm working on my real estate business as well.
Okay.
So my dad has been a wholesaler in Phoenix, Arizona. He's been wholesaling properties, so he knows how to find all the good deals.
Wow, that's your dad?
My dad.
Oof.
Yeah, my dad. So now what I'm trying to help him with, because he's very old school, his database is his phone. Like, if he knows somebody, he just calls him. But I'm like, Dad, you got to set up the systems, the processes, the CRM,
right,
so that you can eventually exit or pass it on to us or whatever, right? So that we can grow it even more.
Right.
So that's what I'm kind of currently working on. I'm working on house flipping, building the wholesale business, building the flipping business.
Right.
And also, I got some apartments in Phoenix, so I'm also in the rental business, and possibly, hopefully, maybe learn a little bit about Airbnbs with you, because I heard you have a Airbnb department, man. That's amazing.
Yeah, we have multiple Airbnbs. and the beauty about Airbnb is a business that if you know how to handle, if you know how to grow it, bro, it's a beautiful business. Because it's within hospitality. Like we don't buy Airbnbs just to put a bed and just let people stay. We try to accommodate people to where they have an experience. Yeah. So when you do that, there's a lot of people suffering right now who have Airbnbs who are not doing as good financially as they thought they were gonna make or they were gonna do. But the reason why they're not doing as good financially is because they were doing it for the money.
Yeah.
And we're doing it for the actual hospitality. And then we get money automatically. Like there's one of our properties that's making $25,000 a month.
Wow.
So and that's happening because we knew that it was about the experience. It wasn't about hotel or the bed. Because if that was the case, then they can stay in a hotel.
Yes.
Right? How many people come to Florida? A lot of people. Mm-hmm. But how many people come to Florida and find that there is a place that has something unique that's not even unique, like Disney unique, right? Because Disney, there's a lot of Airbnbs Disney team here in Florida. Like everywhere you go, you can find something with Disney. But we're not the ones that are doing the same as everybody else is doing. We're unique within our niche. And so there is a book by Patrick Bet-David that's called Blue Ocean Strategy. I'm sorry, that one is not by Patrick Bet-David. Patrick Bet-David is your next 5 steps. But Blue Ocean Strategy is another book that I read. I can't remember by who, but that book was so good to me. And the reason why is because when you find your niche, it is basically about your niche. So Blue Ocean is about finding what's your unique niche where nobody else is really competing. And if you notice, one of them is land development. Mm-hmm. The stuff that I'm doing.
Yes.
It is very unique, and not just the land development in general, but the land entitlement, which is what I'm doing. And the other one is within Airbnb, we're on a very unique niche of providing like hospitality through unique properties, like something where you never stayed before. Like that's what we try to accommodate people so they have an experience. With the conferences, a Blue Ocean with us, there are a lot of conferences out there, but none of them, let's say, put God first, or almost none of them, right? Like start with a prayer, make sure that people understand that this is not for us, this is for God, number one, and then number two is going to be for the audience. It's not going to be about the speakers. That's the reason why we don't want to bring speakers that are talking about them, and them, but is bringing value. They only have about 40 minutes to speak, so bring value, because I want my audience to learn. I don't want them to listen to your success for half an hour and then 10 minutes of value, and maybe out of those 10 minutes of value, 5 minutes is pitching something that you're trying to sell. That's not what we want to accomplish. We really want to accomplish something that, or a place where people can go for a full day or 2 days and they can learn. Like all they do is learn, get motivated, get inspired, get all of these good vibes, and they can say, man, if they did it, I can do it too. So that's my blue ocean. I'm always thinking of the blue ocean. Like, where can I do in any industry that I'm doing? How can I find the unique thing that nobody else is doing, and how can I do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I maximize on that? So, yes, that's what I think. So, for instance, in your conference, by the way, your conference, the fact that you want to do something mostly for like the Latinos, the Hispanics, especially the Mexicans in California, because there is a lot of Mexicans in California. It's so awesome, bro. When you told me about that, I'm like, bro, do it. Because the way that you're planning on pitching it or planning on doing it is going to bring you nothing but success, man. It's going to be amazing. I already see it. I would love to be in one of those so I can speak.
We're going to have Anderson there, right? I don't know how we're going to do it. We're going to make it happen.
Thank you, bro.
So,
thank you. So tell me more. Okay, so that's the Christopher Medina that we know today.
Yeah.
What was Chris before? Like, what was Chris 5-10 years ago? Were you in the same, like you already have a lot of success, but were you on the same or what's your background 5-10 years ago?
So I started my business almost 10 years ago, but before then, I was just like, the average Joe, right? At 19 years old, I had my daughter. Oh. So can you imagine that? I mean, you have your son, right?
Yeah.
How old is he?
Oh, he's two.
He's two. So I had 2 years ago, you were 28. So that's a little bit better, right? You're a little bit more settled. But 19, I had a lot of pressure. I call it pressure, man. Yeah. I was like going from job to job. I used to work at Panda Express, Chipotle, BJ's. Then I did some car wrapping, printing. But all of that didn't really help me financially. Right. So I did tell you I was working with my uncle at 18, right? Right. So I was kind of a little on and off with him. But eventually I went back. I went back at like 22. And went straight into studying everything about audiology, hearing aids, and everything. And eventually, opened up my business. But it's just I was just struggling financially. Right. So I was just always looking for the next step and the next thing to do in order to get myself out of that hole, if that makes sense. Right. No, 100%. And sometimes we just chase that. We chase we're chasing like getting better and doing all of that stuff. And I was doing that, Chris, for so long until I was like, man, I was getting checks that were like $400,000, $500,000. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, this is not fulfilling my heart. Mm-hmm. And it might sound like a lot of people that have never potentially seen those type of checks might be disagreeing and being like, bro, but you can literally retire if you want. But it's not just about the money. That's the thing. It's also about finding your purpose. So now that we've spoken before camera and all that stuff, that I know that you want to do the conference and other stuff to help people. Yeah. To me, it's like you have just identified that your purpose is to help people. You know, one of them, because you're actually doing it with your own business. Definitely. The stuff that you're doing, helping people to recoup their hearing and all this stuff, it fulfills you more than potentially the money does. Yeah. So, which is good. And the money is just a tool. Money is just literally a tool that you use to go and work on your purpose. Like now you have money to go and do a conference that's going to cost you $100,000 to pull. And if you don't make any profit from it, it doesn't matter. You help people. You know what I'm saying? Because that's your goal. And then it helps. It automatically helps. When you're doing it genuinely, people are going to come. Money's going to come. Correct. So, yeah. Just like, Albert says, you say, but the conference is there to get known. You want to get known and eventually the money will come
Yeah.
into place, because people want to do business with people they know,
Like and trust.
correct. Yeah, there you go, you finished
I
it perfectly,
finished it.
man.
People
Yeah,
that they know, like, and trust.
Cool.
And it's true. So tell us, okay, so that's you 5-10 years before, bro.
yeah.
Where do you see yourself then the next 5 to 10 years? I'm excited for you because I know it's going to
5
be...
to 10 years.
It's going to be... Are you planning on continuing to work on your brand? Are you planning on... What's next for you, bro? I'm excited.
Yeah. Definitely work on the personal branding. I've always, just to go a little bit back, I've always pushed my money towards social media marketing for my business, right? But hearing aids isn't really very attractive, right? It's not very sexy. It never took off. It never went viral.
Okay.
So, then I got a mentor. I started working with Preciado, and he told me, like, you got to shift all your money towards your personal brand now.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing. So I'm going to definitely be working on my personal brand.
Right.
I'm also working with him to learn the systems and processes, because right now I have 2 hearing aid offices in Los Angeles.
Okay.
I have about 4 employees, and right now I just need to set all the systems and processes so that I can scale it and open up more offices.
Right.
So I ultimately want to open more hearing aid offices. Like I mentioned before, I want to help my dad and build a better real estate business. And then I got the Making Feria, which is the social media marketing, coaching, business conferences, and help people scale, either start or scale their business.
Right. Which, just from the name, I mean, Making Feria, that's already telling you where, he's coming with everything. He's coming with everything for the Hispanic, from Hispanic to Hispanic, bro. So, and then on top of that, bro, you're saying your stuff is not sexy, bro. Bro, it is so unique that's sexy, bro. Like, how many people can get to say, I have helped, say, hundreds of people, I don't know how many people, but hundreds of people recoup their hearing. Like that is powerful, bro. I'll be doubling down on that. I'll be using it as a hook. I'll be like, hey, you don't know how many people have helped people that were trying to recoup, to listen, to hear, to do all of that, and they did it because of one device, and this is the device. And maybe not, focus on the devices itself, but on the feeling of recoup, like how it feels to help people recoup the hearing. You know what I'm saying? And then also work on your brand. Like, at the same time, start investing in real estate, start investing in like you call it more sexy stuff. But bro, it's true. Like what you're doing is something that a lot of us are not. We're not. I don't even know what type of devices you use and all that stuff. But it's actually a beautiful cause. It's a beautiful cause. You know what I was thinking? You know what I was just thinking? I was just remembering. So I was in California for a weekend, I think it was. And then this guy calls me and he's like, hey, let's shoot a podcast. We did a podcast, and guess what happened later? He's like, was that before so we did a podcast and then I stayed, right?
Yeah, you stayed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I stayed. We went to eat. And then someone gives him a call like, hey, do you want to come over? We're going to do something.
They invited me. One of my lawyers invited me to a Christmas party.
This guy is very well connected in California, by the way. He has this lawyer that was going to throw the biggest weird party that was like so amazing.
Secret venue.
Yeah, to me, it was weird because they're like, it's a secret venue. It's a secret place.
I was going to kidnap him. No, I was like,
no, that's what I felt. That's what I felt. Yeah, that was,
So the what?
The afters.
I guess. I don't know, but secret venue.
I'm like, bro, you're definitely kidnapping me. I don't know, something is happening. Either you or someone that you know is kidnapping me. And then he's like,
a little serious at some point.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I trust you. Let's go. But hey, let me send my wife my location just in case. And then I go, and then they're like, hey, just get in the bus. So when I get
just get in, bro.
Just get in, bro. It was a serious deal. So I get to the house, I see a whole bunch of people, very well dressed and nice. I'm like, okay, at least this is real, the place, right? So I'm like, okay, I send my wife the location. I'm serious. I send my wife the location because I was with the Making Feria guy. So I get there, and then they're like, okay, get in the bus, get in the camion, and I'm like, okay. And then as soon as I go into the camion, into the bus, there is music, there is drinks, there is stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, people are having fun. So I started kind of like chill, feel more like yeah, I'm like, okay, I mean, if I'm getting kidnapped, at least they're having a fun time to kidnap me. This is a weird kidnap. And then we start going, no location share, and then I see that bus starts driving for like 5, 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, bro, where are you taking me?
30 minutes.
30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then we arrived. And everybody's so excited.
We had the curtains closed. Like it was super secret thing.
I was like, okay, it's over. It's done. Okay. I'm gonna call my wife and be like, okay, 45 minutes driving. Where's these people taking me? And then we get to nothing. Like it was to me was like a surprise because it was the SoFi Stadium at night. The day before, I think it was the day before the event, or 2 days before the what was that they were gonna play or something that day on the weekend? Because I think it was on a Friday and then they were playing on Sunday. I think that's what it was.
Something like that.
So, anyways, it doesn't matter. But the SoFi like at 10 p.m. and we go there on the super ultra VIP, the closest that you can get to the actual field. And actually, we got to go to the field. And we got to play with the ball, and then it was amazing. It was just like so crazy. We had a great time. We had food. There was music. All
they
this
even
stuff.
gave us a tour of the stadium.
They gave us a tour. Yeah, they gave us a tour through the stadium, like all the stuff where the players put all their stuff, the locker rooms, and I was there, and I'm like, bro. Just 2-3 hours ago, we were having a podcast, not thinking about this. Oh, actually, I took a video in that stadium. That's the one that I have had the most views on my social media. And Anderson develops. Yeah, I took a video about, hey guys, we're gonna have the Avanza conference and that stuff. That was at the SoFi Stadium. That was because of this dude right here. That was almost getting me kidnapped.
Yeah.
So check this out. So I was there and I'm like, hey, people are like throwing this ball and they're having fun. I gotta say this, bro. You messed it up big time. So I'm like, hey, bro, can you do me a favor? I'm gonna go. It's the opportunity of my life at the field to throw a ball and put it in the like this big of a hole, and it was like a football, right? Like a football ball. And then I'm like, okay, let's do it. And he starts recording, and I go on the first try. Boom, and it goes right through the hole. Everybody was like, wow! I'm like, bro, this is amazing. I was at the field. I threw the ball. It goes through the hole. I'm gonna be famous in social media. I'm so excited. And guess what happens? I go to see the phone, and this guy's not recording.
Bro,
he had the phone like this the whole time.
Bro, I'm like, I swear there was a glitch. I don't know what it was, bro. I'm gonna have to take you back.
No, bro, you're gonna have. You owe me now.
I owe you. You're going back to SoFi.
Like, you got to be kidding. This is the opportunity of my life, and you didn't record, bro. What are you thinking?
Yeah,
you can see when he pressed record when after the fact. Like he thought he was recording, and then he stopped recording, and that's when he started recording. I'm like,
either the
bro.
phone or I had a glitch. One of us had a glitch.
No, but it was fun, man. Honestly, even if that wasn't recorded like on a phone, that was recorded on my mind. So it was amazing, bro. I had a blast, bro.
I mean, it was a surprise. So I hope you enjoyed it, man. No, it was really nice next to the stadium. We got the food, music, DJ. I mean, it's crazy that I don't even know they offered that type of deal.
Yeah, bro. That was
like, there's services in this world that you can't even imagine.
Yeah, and sometimes it's for the wealthy people because they don't even like that wasn't a cheap thing. I think that guy spent multiple 6 figures on putting that together.
Yeah,
it was a heck of a what's it called, a business event, a business
Christmas party. It was in December, was it?
Yeah. And I was there and I'm like, man, life. This is how life is. Sometimes we're in one place, and I think this is actually from this movie Titanic, from this Leonardo DiCaprio. He's there with all the wealthy people. He's like poor and all that stuff. He's like, life, sometimes you go from one place, like you're today right here, you don't know what tomorrow has for you. So, and I was there with a podcast with this guy. I didn't know that a few hours later I was going to be having the most amazing time of my life and that it was not going to be on video.
Damn, guys. No, but yeah, that's like, you guys can see the importance of networking, right?
Yeah.
You know, we met, was it at Driven?
Driven.
We met at Driven, which was last November.
That happened no long ago,
and
bro.
like that, bro.
That's crazy.
Like, you make these connections with people that are like-minded, business individuals, and then you start hanging out with the right crowd. Amazing things just happen out of nowhere.
Yeah, man.
You know, get kidnapped and everything.
Man, that was funny, man. That day I had such a blast. Like it was just amazing. It was like the best part of it is that I wasn't expecting it. If you would have told me like 2 days before, like, oh bro, come, we're gonna do this and that, I was like, okay, I know where I'm going, all this stuff. But it was like such a surprise that I was like, okay, I'm either being killed, kidnapped, or something is happening to me, or I'm gonna have the fun of my time for doing this. Bro, to conclude and close.
Yeah.
What does Avanza mean to you? I've been asking people that because I want to say there's not a there's not a perfect answer to what Avanza is. I just want to know your opinion or your thoughts about that.
Yeah. I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind, Avanza, which is like avanzar, right?
Right.
To just, keep pushing, keep avanzando, like keep advancing.
Right.
Don't stop. There's going to be problems and stuff on the road, but you just got to keep advancing one step at a time, keep pushing forward.
Let's go. Yeah. That is exactly how I define it. So thank you so much, brother. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I really hope that you have enjoyed Florida to a point that you want to be back more often.
Yeah. I'm going to have to make it out to one of your masterminds. So
let's do it.
Post it, and if there's anything I could do for you, and let me know.
Thank you, bro. Likewise. Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah, appreciate you.